Here to discuss the watchmaking industry, we have Benjamin Teisseire from abclux.com. So, Benjamin, how can independent watchmakers try and compete with bigger brands with the difficulties in the market at the moment?
Well, independent watchmakers have two main challenges they're facing. First one is to exist, so to differentiate themselves is really the key importance for them. So they have to have a strong personality, strong design, so really their creativity in R&D, in movement, elaboration, and in design is their major asset. Then, once they exist, the key is to be distributed, to make enough cash so they can exist and survive. And that's an even bigger challenge, because they really have to convince every single one of their partners how to explain their watch, how to show what's important, what's different, and what makes them so special. They can gain visibility very easily through the internet, which is a free window to the world, so that's good for the brand awareness. But really, to sell the watch, they have to be convincing, and I think their passion and their enthusiasm is key for them.
Okay, so we've spoken about standing out from the crowd, but how is it beneficial for an independent watchmaker then to work with some of these big brands?
Well, obviously it's very interesting for them to be with in big events like the Teisseire in Mexico, like the first Watch Week in Dubai that was last month, or to be recognized at the Grand Prix d'Horlogerie de Genève, like Grobel-Forcet was won the Aiguille d'Or last a couple of weeks ago, or to be part of the Carré des Horlogers at the SEHH in 2016, like it's going to happen. It gives them access to the biggest distributors, the biggest collectors, their final customers, and overall a huge visibility worldwide in the watchmaking industry. So that's great for them. For the big brands, it's very interesting to be associated with those independent watchmakers, because it's all part of the artification process that we see in luxury. We've seen in the recent years brands speak more and more about all the métiers d'art they use, like enameling, stone setting, decorating, things like that. So associating with people that are the epitome of these crafts, special crafts, really gives them this legitimacy of perpetuating the know-how of traditional watchmaking. So that's very good for the brands. The risk for the independent brands is to be diluted in the brand image of the big brands.
Okay, what about some of the changes then that companies of all sizes have had to make in order to keep up with the ever-evolving market?
Well, there's been some major changes in the industry lately. We see an overall concentration of the industry, concentration on the production, so a vertical integration of the production that started with the quartz crisis in the 70s, and that's been really extending in the 90s with the explosion of the luxury market. So we see that a lot of brands have integrated more and more of the production in-house. And that's going to become more and more important, because the Swatch Group, which provides 90% of the watch components for everybody, said that they're going to limit and probably stop at some point in 2019 their supply of these components to the brands. So securing your production is really something that's really most important for any watch brand. And then distribution, we've seen concentration in distribution as well, and going from a wholesale model to a retail model. Now all brands have their own stores. They really act as retailers. That's good, because they gain control of their image, the way it's presented. They gain control of the knowledge of the final customers. They can also prevent gray markets, which really happens often in crisis period, like we saw in 2008, and a little bit now. And of course, they integrate the margins of the distribution. So this is really crucial, but it's very costly. So we see that only the brands that are part of a big luxury group are able to do that, because it costs a lot of money to have your own stores.
Okay, Benjamin, thank you very much for your insight today.
Thank you, Sam.
And thank you for watching. Be sure to click back to Dukascopy TV for more updates and exclusive interviews. We'll see you next time.